Warning, 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 warning. This is a emergency broadcast. Code Red, hood, Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and hand me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
You're listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the 136.
That's right.
136th special episode on this Uncle the Broadcast show tonight. I believe we got a caller waiting on the line. Now, who is this, and what's your name, and where you from?
Hey, Uncle, this is Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile, what you been up to? What's that soap? You gotta tell us. The lady's looking in New York now. Watch it. What are you laughing at, sidekick?
I've been using lots of soap recently.
What was it?
I'm doing good, Uncle. Uncle. I just
make sure you fix the toilets right there now. Toilets have a problem. Just squash them down.
Have a problem. That's not a pleasant time.
That's a New York sign.
You know what I enjoy from Crocodile Dundee too? We haven't brought this up yet, but I really like the scene where the music, Iggy Pop starts playing that song, I'm a Real Wild One, which is a cover song actually of an older song, but they start playing that. It's like one of those musical montage scenes. It's just the
lady wants to go out, and he's saying, just a minute, he's in the bathroom. Well, yeah, he's on a look.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to watch that one.
You gotta watch that one.
Gotten into it. Did you guys end up watching They Live, or was that?
That's our assignment. We have to watch They Live. Thanks for reminding me, because I'm always looking for a reason to watch that.
All right, let's just.
right.
From now on, we're going to start doing these things. Listen to things before we start the program on Friday. Do it on a Thursday evening. Okay. I'm going to push him to do this. Now that you mentioned that,
we can't do our review.
You know, Uncle, I would love to hear your reviews of a few things. I have an idea, though, that you guys just introduced into my head. Has Uncle ever seen Tales from the Crypt, the old HBO show?
Yes. I saw one of them.
Well, you know,
back in time, before I met him.
See, I heard the mention of Iggy Pop, and I recalled my favorite guest appearance from Iggy Pop, which was on Tales from the Crypt. It is an episode that also includes Sam Kinison. Although he doesn't appear on the screen, he has a voice in it, and it's my favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt. And when somebody says Iggy Pop, I always think of the scene of Iggy Pop happening to show up there in a cameo on Tales from the Crypt, and Sam Kinison actually as the voice of a guy driving somebody insane during Tales. Does anybody remember that?
Listening to that, because I watched them. I think every Friday night they came on, and I was listening to what you were talking about, Chucky. I heard of that.
The host was the Crypt Keeper.
The Crypt Keeper.
You got remember that guy?
Yeah.
He's that puppet thing that looks like a skeleton mummy sort of guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I only saw that a few times, but I don't really recall. I should revisit that myself. They kind of have a Twilight Zone feel to them, I guess, in a certain sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it must have been inspired by that show.
Yeah, it was.
Anyways, Chuck, Aaron, and Uncle, I'm going to step off, but I just want to say hi to Uncle, and if you guys had watched that movie, have a little chat about that. But maybe we can reserve that for another few weeks down the road or something.
Yeah, we will. I'll get him to start looking at these things.
Yeah, we each have our assignment. We need to watch They Live, and you need to watch Crocodile Dundee, and we'll have the ultimate review session.
Yeah, we'll review it if he can get on it, watching it sometime.
The themes and memes with Uncle.
And I can discuss them. I like.
Okay, Robin. Take care
Robin.
now. It's great to.
All right, you guys. Yeah, take care.
You do.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of homework assignments, though, during the break, I was informed that Aaron actually completed one that I usually break his chops on during this show. That there are business cards now for Uncle.
Yeah, there is.
So, if listeners are interested in spreading the word, I think the Uncle Street Team thing needs to come into play right here and now. Also,
Street Team, we got the cards ready to sell to you. Let's go. Let's get them on and call them out.
There you go. And I think, Aaron, if you give people an email address and they want some mailed to them, right? Maybe you could arrange that. I mean, I'm willing to do that. info@ocelli.com. If you send it to me, I'll pass it to Aaron if you want some of the Uncle cards. But thing is, there's another assignment for you listening if you're hearing us live right now, and that's to call in. Because Robin jumped off, and, Uncle loves calls. So before I shut
calls in here, let's go. Let's get going.
Right, before I shut my microphone off, 319-527-5016. I remind you again, even if you're out there on your iPhone, which apparently a lot of you are, 319-527-5016 is the number to call and converse with Uncle. And that's the end of me talking for a while, Uncle. It's back to you, Starman.
We have...
the cards.
I was listening to, I've got the idea of Rich Benjamin. Where is your buddy?
Pierce.
Porkins Palsy. If you're on the line or anywhere close to your phone, I have got to speak to you about this one I heard on my
Top Gun
#2 song. They came out with it, and I got it on my phone right now.
Uncle's been watching YouTube videos that are like
about that.
I noticed the one that you pulled up for me earlier today was a fan-made trailer.
But actually, there was another one that it's true there, but it is the original people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that one to listen to show you that lady that wanted to do it. She fell back and got this other one that's riding on her bike that I have on my phone.
There's a lot of buzz about Top Gun 2 online now.
They got these people. It's not them. It's the announcing guy to get it started. He is slowing down people in that.
The production of
Top Gun 2
taking a little longer than expected.
Yeah, and
so we're all gonna have to wait.
I was sitting here waiting until next year, until we're waiting 2019. It's
got to be patient. Tom Skerritt is hard to get a hold of.
Tom Skerritt?
Yeah, Tom Skerritt. They're trying to get him back in the picture.
Oh yeah, they was talking about it, and there's a guy taking somebody's job. He said he's not an he's an actor, but he's not that kind of actor. I heard that was showing on the thing there.
It takes all kinds to make a movie. So.
Yeah, it does, and it's not the right. And he's saying this isn't the right man, but they got him in there.
Oh, they got casting issue, do they?
Yeah, casting. They have this. No, it's Goose. They're arguing about the Goose scene.
Goose, yes.
The Goose scene, and the guy said, "Well, he's not the actor. He's an actor, yes, but he's not as good as actor as the other guy was." So. That's what I've heard so far. So.
All right, then. There you go. There's the official word on Top Gun 2.
Yeah.
We're keeping our eyes on that developing story.
Yeah.
But, Uncle, let's talk about these wonderful Uncle the business cards.
Oh, we finally got the Uncle the business cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having to have him send out.
We can send them to listeners.
Send them to people that want them.
You can be a part of this Uncle the Street Team in that you get cards from us, and then you just go about handing them out to people that you know.
Right. So if they are all the people that's got cards, send them few to me of their cards, and I'll send the cards out to them.
Yeah. So and the price is free. We'll just send you cards. Just give us a mailing address. We'll send
a mailing address. Give it to my sidekick man, and he'll send them out to you.
You can contact me, Franz at theageoftransitions.com. You can also get a hold of us through the Uncle Twitter or my Twitter or the Uncle Instagram. It's at Uncle Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can. I'm trying to think what else ways that you contact. Yeah, so the email, the social media thing. Any of that. Just get a hold of me, and if you want cards, I'll send them your way, and you could be part of this street team.
Yeah.
Uncle, it's assembling. The street team's assembling.
It's starting to put ourselves, finally getting together, finally getting one thing completed, finally.
Mm-hmm. We did it.
Asking him, finally did.
Uncle, I have another surprise for you, and this ties into your Instagram account, too. I posted a picture. Yes, this was, I'm trying to think, a day or two ago, of, guess what the picture was? It was something in the mall.
Oh, you finally got to those people.
The sword shop, yeah.
The sword shop.
I walked right in there.
Today?
This was 2 days ago that I walked in there because I had the business card, so it's like, hey, now I can go in here.
Right. Oh, you did?
Yes, I walked in there with the intent of, you know what the intent was. I was going to ask them if, they like the idea of doing the live podcasting in there.
Right.
So I went in there, and at the counter was an employee who I just knew instantly. I was being prejudiced here, that I just assumed that this person wasn't the owner. It was a younger girl. She kind of looked like a comic book character herself. You know, the way she she had like crazy hair and all this. And So I was like, oh, okay, so it's in play. I just went up and I asked, oh, does the. And really, I didn't know. I was like, well, maybe she is there. I didn't really know anything about her. It's just like, I went up, I asked, is the owner ever here? Because, she could have been the owner.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She just happened to be an employee. But she says, like, oh, actually, they're here now, and they're here a lot of times, but they happen to be in the back sorting through new merchandise or something like that. Like, if you hang out for a minute, they might come out here. I'm like, oh, okay. So I hung around for a minute. They never came like, that's all right. I spoke with her. I'm like, here's the card. It's like, I just do a podcast. I was going to ask if you do any live events in here, if we could do a live podcast. I have no idea, but I'll come back sometime and see if the owner's here too, and I'll ask them when they're here. So that's how it went down.
Well, at least it's moving. It did some good tonight. Today, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
What about this, Chucky? How do you like that deal? That sounds pretty good. He's working.
It sounds like he's doing some work, Uncle.
Time.
There you go.
Finally got some going.
Hey, you never know. In a place like that, there could be like a Hero Clicks Uncle special tournament or something, man. That would be fascinating in the sword shop. And
Don't be surprised if you don't get a call from those people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because you might have them.
They'll call us right up.
They'll call you up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if they're listening now, for some reason.
Now, for example.
Especially because I see those iPhones in California. Maybe one of them has it, has their iPhone up. Let me see what these guys actually do live on a Friday night.
Yeah. Put it on.
Yeah,
you can hear
absolutely.
us.
Absolutely. Yeah. So hopefully that is the case, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this story develops. Aaron, is there any other news on it, or is that as far as we've gone so far?
Well, that's as far as we have gone, and the business name is Pure Blades. So it's a store called Pure Blades, and I was also made aware of by the employee there. She told me that this wasn't the only location, because she's like, I don't know. We just opened this store. I'm not sure what they do at the other stores. So there's more than one Pure Blades out there.
Oh, so there's more in the mall area.
I'm assuming they have more
in the mall,
in other malls, right. I guess. So this is like
that's something new to know.
Yeah,
I mean, we can go search around.
Yeah, Pure Blades is the real deal.
Right now, we'll be searching around for something to do. Search around, give cards out like we're doing, and whoever calls first, we take the deal. Yeah. More or less for a talk show.
That's how we do business here, folks. If you
That's
got
how
the
we
deal
operate
for us, we'll go for it. But you gotta be first.
Yeah.
So
first on the list, then you get the deal.
So you gotta get in at the ground floor with Uncle the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay?
For me, it's an easy job for me to get into my business. That's the other sidekick guy. He's got a different way he does his job, but
so that's
I do mine. That's why.
Pure Blades. I also wanted to give a shout out to Steve at Print Tech USA.
Oh yes, Steve.
So
that's right. And
the
I
website.
Appreciate that too.
Yes, the website is Printech, which is the word print, Print, and then ECH. So the word print and the word tech share a T. PRINTECH USA.com. PrintTechUSA.com. He was the one who again came through on the graphics end. He's our graphics angel. You know, you get these angel donors that invest in these businesses that you hear about. Steve is our angel donor of sorts. Yeah. So he helped out with these business cards more than he even had to.
Yeah.
So if you ever do any graphics work, I highly suggest PrintTechUSA.com because they have helped this podcast, and so help them out. Show them some love over there. PrintTechUSA.com. Oh. So I'll say that, Uncle.
Okay. Yeah.
Uncle, I'm on Ocelli.com right now, and I'm seeing all these spots across the globe pop up where people are listening from. It's all over the place right now.
So they are listening.
Apparently. There was one in Australia a minute ago. It got a lot throughout the U.S.
Get the cools on. We know what his business is. Get the cools going.
Do you know anybody in Cocoa, Florida, Uncle?
Cocoa.
You know that place? Have you heard of that place, Cocoa, Florida?
No, just Tampa.
Tampa, yeah. Well,
not exactly.
Somebody's listening there now.
Orlando.
Hey, on the back end, it's good to see that you have not actually lost all of your Canadian listeners. I mean, we know we had Rob in there, but usually the Canadian listeners disappear when Aaron comes on and they don't come back for a while. And right now, I just want to acknowledge we got one, let's see, in Ottawa, and another one that is in the script in Canada right now. So. Yeah,
it's because they know the calamity is on. I bring those people up, not the sidekick here. I bring them up.
Yeah, it's because it's Uncle out.
It's Uncle out now talking.
Yeah, but see, you usually didn't have a chance to get any of them, Uncle, because they would disappear when Aaron came on. They did not come back for your show. I'm just noting that some Canadians are hanging in with us tonight, so thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I don't see the screen. They got sidekick looking at the screen. I don't know what's going on the other side of this.
Yeah, I'm checking out the chat room now.
Oh, yeah. What's the chat room saying?
Yeah, he's got somebody named Random Death Metaler. That's a cool name.
Who is this guy?
He's a random death metaler.
All right, Jeff Madison. What are we going to speak about?
Yeah, he's listening in Oregon, and there's also a couple of people in Washington State. Let's see, we got Georgia on, which is rare. I don't even get listeners in Georgia. Yeah, Florida. I see the Florida listener that you see. Foreign countries, though, I don't see the Australian one that you were seeing. I do, however, see a couple of people staying up late in the UK because where they are, it's about, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yeah, so where they are, it's even later, actually. It's probably like close to 4 over where they are. So, greetings to you on the other side of the pond.
Greetings.
There is an odd spot in South Africa that has us on, apparently on a cell phone.
Cell phone?
Yeah, just letting you know what's going on here all together on the back end. Plus the people that are coming in and out on the website. See, I'm looking at the polls off of the stream. Aaron is looking at who's going to the website right now. So they are different groups of people. Yeah, and it's interesting.
All you need to do is send them out to these people.
Yeah,
they'll get to it.
All people out there, if you want to be part of this Uncle the Street team, get a hold of us.
Get a hold of us.
Again, Franz at theageoftransitions.com. That's my email. Send me a message. Say you want to be part of the team. Send me a mailing address. I'll get those cards to you. And then you can just go about posting them up. And Uncle, why don't you let people know your technique when you are out and you meet somebody and you're thinking about promoting the show? What's your technique in getting people
into it?
Yeah, just bringing up the show.
First, the way I do it is very simple. First of all, before we do any cards give out, I ask them, do you like to listen to talk radio? Before I do anything.
Good question.
And if the answer is yes, then I handle and I start talking.
There you go.
Besides that, if, say, for example, if a guy don't listen, have a good day. That's
don't
how
bother
I do.
him any further.
I don't bother them,
Okay.
and that's it. You know?
Good.
But if they listen, I have a good talk to them. That's how I do it. I mean, that's the simplest way and the only proper way I think of to really understand people.
It's a good technique. Uncle.
And that's the way I do my business talking.
Yeah, you want to talk to interested parties.
Right. So first, you got to know if they like it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go from there. After that, you can shoot the breeze at them. I don't know, whatever you want to do. That's my thing.
Yeah, if you find yourself in an exciting conversation about podcasting and all the shows you listen to.
Even a person like in a legend thing. Whoa, I get into a legend thing. But your friend, for example, Sap, he called, and I could talk to him for a whole hour. You know how it was last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he'd go on and talk, and that could be the show.
That will be a show, I'm sure.
Just that. I mean, that's what we did last week.
Seth will be back again, I'm sure. It's just a matter of time with him, and he really enjoyed coming on last time. And,
did you give some to him?
I haven't had a chance, oddly enough. Usually I see him all the time at work, but my hours are a little odd this past week. So I'll see him again, and I'll get them in his hands. And I know that he will be a willing participant of the Uncle Street team, I can tell you.
Yeah, I know.
He's already done a fine job of that without me even asking him. He's just kind of like that. Yeah.
Comes out and tells you. Yeah. Well, that's makable.
Hey, really quickly, just I want to not leave anybody out. So quick shout out to whoever is listening. A couple people in Houston, Texas, New York. Let's see, where else are we looking at here? Oregon I already mentioned. Wisconsin. Okay, there we go. Milwaukee, in fact. Cool. Let's see. All right. You know, this is always interesting, but it's San Francisco. San Francisco, I don't see very often with your show, but greetings to you on the Bay there. So just letting you guys know, we do see you and we do appreciate you, and Uncle loves to hear this, that he's got listeners all over the place. Oh wait, some more people just joined the stream. Let me go get what that data is.
I see in the chat room somebody anonymous said, "Great show tonight with Aaron, Uncle, and Chuck."
Who's that?
And then they said that they're listening from the Northwest Oregon coast. Oh, awesome!
Boy, we're getting them out there tonight.
Uncle, you know who that could be?
No. Who?
They could be in Astoria, Oregon. It could be that guy, Sloth from the Goonies.
Oh, I want to get to him. Scooty, give me a call. Get your number down. Sloth, give that call, please.
Call us in.
Call me in, Sloth.
We're three.
I would like to listen to your conversation talk.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about Baby Ruths.
Baby Ruths or whatever you have to talk about.
Yeah, so let's call in 319-527-5016.
Yeah, I'd like to hear him.
Hey, listen, last super notable spots, Alaska, and yet again, that spot in the middle of the ocean that says United States, but doesn't actually exist on land because you got your IP masked on your device. So thanks for tuning in. There you go.
Baby Ruth.
Oh, we got that fella. Boy, I got more people on mine than you had your first hour in that sidekick.
It's a beautiful part of the country up there, Uncle.
What do you have in that sidekick? Do you have anybody talking?
I didn't. I felt like I was talking, and it was just me and Chuck there.
See, I get into my hour, and they all come calling.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, they all come calling. You know who's in the second hour. They like the second hour over the first. I don't know why, and I can't explain why, but it's happening. It's happening.
Uncle, we have
It's the point.
We have I'll call it. I'll just say straight out. This is a terrible suggestion from Random Death Metaler. They're saying that Uncle should get on Tinder and tell us all about it.
Well, Tinder. What is he talking about?
Do you know what
First
Tinder
of all,
is,
yeah.
Uncle?
Does Uncle know
what's he talking about?
Oh wow. Okay. Aaron, here we go with a classic. I thought the same thing and did not mention it to you because I was just like, wow, that's just hilarious in and of itself to think about it. But maybe you should explain Tinder to Aaron, to Aaron.
Uncle.
What is this Tinder stuff?
Well, first of all, most people probably are using it through their phones as an application. You could do it on your computer, too. It's a website application. It's kind of a dating website application.
Oh, no.
Where you get on there, you make your profile, this is me. And basically, I think there's all these parameters. Basically, you put like man seeking woman or, something along those lines. And you put your little profile, this is me, I'm this age. And you put a picture of yourself, I do believe. And then you go around and you can just look at pictures of other people on there. If you're seeking a woman to date, pictures of women that will be within your area of interest, because I'm sure you pick that. Like, I'm looking for a woman aged, 55 to 65 or something. You pick that, and then it'll bring up all of those women in your area, and you look through the pictures, and you keep going until you see something you like, and then you start talking to them. And
is this what they got there now?
This is technology.
Is this what's happening on my show?
I hope not.
If this is happening on my show, we have to have a discussion.
Yeah,
I ain't worried about this. Dating a girl. I've had women before, but this is not the way I like to go by doing this.
Yeah. It sounds like a dangerous idea.
I don't want to have that idea because you know what happens in those kind of things.
A lot of things can happen.
And it can turn. So I'll scratch that, what he just said, please.
Yeah. That's for the kids. See, a lot of the kids are on this Tinder thing.
I don't want to do no Tinder thing because that's completely off my.
Okay, well that's good. I like hearing that.
I don't want that, so knock it off
Uncle,
my thing there.
Back to this anonymous person in the Pacific Northwest Oregon. They're saying, I do live in Astoria, but am not sloth. Rainy day today. The Goonies are east of me. I live in the South Hills. So I was right about the city he lived in, at least.
Well,
he lives in Astoria.
Well, when's he going to call us?
Maybe he knows Kindergarten Cop.
Oh.
That movie takes place there, too.
Was there one cop in the mall?
Yes.
One movie?
That's Kindergarten Cop.
I saw that movie, yeah.
I'm a cop, you idiot.
Yeah, I'm a cop. You got to shit in the mall, and I'm running around with my scooter. And he's running around. I think I did see that.
Oh, Uncle's talking mall
what does he
cop.
do?
Yeah, right.
No, Uncle's talking mall cop. You're talking Kindergarten Cop. You realize that, Aaron, right?
Yeah, but there's a scene in Kindergarten Cop where they're running through the mall, and Arnold's running after this guy. It's in the beginning of the movie. And he yells at these people. He's trying to apprehend this perpetrator. He goes, I'm a cop, you idiot! Because they're obstructing justice by being in his way.
That's Oppenheimer talking.
Yeah.
I know the voice.
That's him, right? What's his name, Uncle?
Oceanizer.
That's him.
I know. I can tell when you said that. I know who you're talking about.
One of the greatest actors of our day.
Yeah, and the man from this state was.
Oh, yeah, he was the governor of California, famously. Yes,
yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm. So
his tenure of governorship here in California is well known the world over.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two movies that take place in that town of Astoria, Oregon, named after the Astor, the affluent Astor family.
Right.
There. It's an interesting town with an interesting history and makes for a beautiful setting in the movie. So
we got what's those ringing? Are they ringing there, Chuck?
Oh, if they were ringing, I'd be bringing them on as fast as I could. But unfortunately, a lot of listeners listening, not many calling, Uncle, at the moment. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Owns a problem.
We're getting. I think they're very content to interact via the chat room here tonight. We're even getting typed out Arnold impersonations now.
Chat room. What is the chat people doing there to make noise? Not making toys noise. We have to know what we're talking about here, because I have to have a toy.
Chatters, would you just call in already?
Stop the chatting on the chatting box and let's get going here.
Quit wasting your time.
Let's go. I want to hear from you.
319-527-5016. Have a real conversation for us.
Hey, in fairness, Uncle, just so you know, I am doing my job. I did put the call-in number in the chat room, too, a little earlier. If you roll back, Aaron, you'll see that I typed it in there when I was commenting back and forth with somebody else to remind people they should call in. But, look, I can't force them.
Oh, no, I know.
Here's more Astoria trivia. I'm sorry, this is coming from that guy who's not Sloth again. He says that the film was at the John Jacob Astor School near Safeways. So there you go. Yeah, John Jacob Astor was one of the patriarchs of that famous family.
The setup place?
This was, I believe,
the film?
I think this is a scene from Goonies. Yeah.
Oh, I knew the Goonies show. That was with that little. What is he? A little.
You're talking about the children actors?
The bears, running around and he's going crazy.
Chunk?
The Goonie. He gets mad. I know, and the bad one is the bad one.
Oh yeah, well it's the bad family. It's that woman and her two sons. So it's the mama. It's the same actress that was in that movie Throw Mama from the Train. That's all I remember her from being in. Other than that, and then there were two other these character actor guys that were the sons, and they were supposed to be an Italian family, Chuck. They were the Fratellis, not the Ocellis. They were the Fratellis. And one of them would break out into operatic singing regularly during the movie.
I know.
Because he's Italian, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You know how that is, Chuck, right?
Well, you know, while he's greasing his hair and eating pizza, of course, typical stuff. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it was a bit ridiculous. It was over the top. Very silly for the Fratellis, and lots of silly aspects to the movie, but it's a fun movie nonetheless.
Wait a minute, over the top? We talking about Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, let's do that.
Oh, I know where you're going with that. When you said over the top, I knew exactly where you're going with that.
Winner takes it all, loser takes a fall.
Is that what we're talking about?
Of course, that's what we're talking about.
I have that also on my phone.
I'm just doing it for the truck.
And the guy, he's doing it for the truck.
I'm just doing it for the truck.
And just wanted a piece of something to put on the truck.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone's character was a virtuous character in that movie, not surprisingly, and he was in it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
he's getting a lot of flack from. Was it the grandfather of his son?
Yeah. He because they were something about I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah, we've talked about this on the show before, but it's worth bringing back up again. And it kills me. I cannot remember that character actor's name because he was awesome. The grandfather. He was like one of those classic character actor guys.
Yeah. What it was, the scene. Since we're up talking about it, I've come to the conclusion of this. The mother first asked the son he wanted to be with Sylvester Stallone, the father part, him. And he was trying to get the custody of him.
Robert Loggia. Or Loggia.
And he was the grandfather. And the grandfather had
Can you help out with the pronunciation here, Chuck?
Yeah,
Robert Loggia.
Loggia, there we go.
Loggia.
Oh man, that guy's awesome.
Well, yeah, because he was complaining and
he was trying to take the son away
from
Sylvester Stallone because he was claiming he was like a deadbeat dad, basically.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
The Stallone's ex-wife was his daughter, I believe. And there was some weird stuff going on between them. I can't remember that. It was some sort of
something
complicated relationship there. But
yeah, and he became to go into service, the son. So he started to do the service thing, and then he trying to get him to go and to his shows.
Yeah, well, the Robert Loggia was wealthy. He had a lot of money.
And that was
so he was able to take care of the son, where Stallone was very poor. He was a truck driver. He didn't have any money. He was
that was the reason He had custody of him. Thanks.
Yeah, there was the custody battle.
They had the custody of him. I can understand that.
And Loggia had the fancy lawyers and this and the other thing.
Yeah. But after a while, after the end of that show, well, I'll give it, and he went to the show. And then he saw
the arm wrestling competition.
The arm competition.
Because we haven't even talked about how arm wrestling is the central thing in the movie.
That was the central thing in the movie. I was getting to that sidekick. Now let me talk. And he said, he said, well, first of all, they went to the movie and they got running to find him. Actually, went trying to find the son. But the problem was, after he found him, he sat there and watched. And then he started to think.
He started coming around in the end. Yes,
at the end,
he did.
And figured what happened and understood it then after that.
He understood.
That's what had happened. And that's the reason why the mother wanted to be with
It's just a misunderstanding is all.
That's what it was.
That's all it was.
Yeah, and at the end, you know what happened.
Yeah. Things came together. It was all right.
At the end, you know what happened. He went with him.
Yeah, everything worked out.
And
the son becomes a truck driver, and he starts arm wrestling people himself. Beating everyone.
Probably, yeah. That's probably how he falls into it.
He arm wrestles Mr. T and beats him, and that's the end. The kid beating Mr. T.
I wonder if there's going to be a second part of that one.
Boy, I sure hope so.
I should come out with another part of it.
Oh, well, personally, I hope not. Hey, Uncle, you got another caller though. I did not enjoy Over the Top, by the way.
All right, caller, who you and what's your name and where you from?
Hey, this is your Pacific Northwest campaign manager checking in for Uncle for President campaign, man.
Oh, hey, you guys. You know who this is, Uncle.
Is it who I think it is?
If you could send me some of those cards, I could start handing them out like I've been handing Chuck's out.
Okay,
we will do that.
We will do that. I've got my sidekick handing them up to you. I'm getting him I'll give him a few.
I suspect Chuck's got a larger listenership, since I got those cards, because, that turns people on to the program,
Right. Yeah. I'll get the sidekick here and he'll send them to you. Because I got a whole box full.
Is the Uncle for President campaign still on, or are we still talking about that at all?
I had forgotten about that, actually.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, not me. I've self-appointed myself as the Pacific Northwest campaign manager. I'm ready to roll.
That's right. I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm trying to remember. What was the last postcard you sent there, Wayne? I know it was I can't remember.
I think it was around just like I wasn't able to call in on the big blowout on New Year's, and so I think I sent a card,
that was it.
I missed it or something like that.
Oh yes, I know who you.
I have it right out here because I knew I had it.
You have it out
It's
here.
right out. You want me to bring it, Uncle?
Bring it over here a minute. I'm gonna bring it over.
Make it Wayne's last card to us.
Actually, I feel like I sent another one since then, but I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember what I might have wrote on there.
I'm gonna go grab it, Uncle. Just keep talking to Wayne. I'll be right back.
She'll be right back.
It's right out here.
But
so, Uncle, how about those Dodgers, huh?
Dodgers?
Yeah, the Dodgers, man. They're playing some good ball right now, dude.
What place are they in?
Well, first.
They are?
Yeah. They're doing good, man. It's time to come on over.
Well,
come on over to the Dodgers.
The problem I have with the Dodgers is, can they win the big one?
Well, if you get enough people behind them, get that energy together, man. That's what I'm talking about.
The problem is their closer. He drops more than he can save.
Well,
I think he's having a good year this year. It's all going to turn around, man.
Uncle, I got to agree with your Northwestern campaign manager. I would love to see you root for a National League team as opposed to an American League team because I hate the DH. I got to tell you that ever since I was 6 years old and I did the math on that, I hate the DH.
I really like
I agree.
I really like San Francisco. Sorry to tell you.
Oh, come on, man.
Because that's That was my grandfather's team.
All right. Well, I got to give you that then, as much as I hate the Giants being a Dodger fan, because it was my grandfather got me into loving baseball, too. So,
Yeah,
all right, man.
that was the
I
only
have to cut you slack on that. I got to give you the slack there. Hey, I named my cat after Buster Posey, though, just so you know.
That's why I like him. That's the reason.
Posey.
That's why I like the. That's the reason I like San Francisco. You hit it right on the head. Posey's a catcher.
As much as I hate the Giants, I love that Buster Posey. I listened to him when he first came up, and he's a good one, man. He should have been a Dodger.
Interesting fact, by the way, speaking of the Dodgers and the Giants in the same sentence, the team which I rooted for the majority of my baseball fan years, the New York Mets, when they came into existence in 1963, their colors officially came from the Dodger blue and the NY orange that was for the Giants because they were there to replace them in the New York City area.
Yeah, they tried to blend them. Yeah, I know that history, Chuck.
Yeah,
that's what it was,
absolutely
Chuck.
The truth.
No, that's absolute truth.
Chuck's a Mets fan, huh? Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did you see that commercial between? They had a commercial out. The Underseen series, and they had father and father, and I think they were brothers, and they were one a Giant. No, one was a Yankee, and the other one was a Met. You seen that commercial? Anybody?
You know what?
Seen
Uncle,
that commercial?
I don't watch TV, so it's a good chance I never will see that. I don't.
Well, that's a movie that I've been seeing these commercials, a lot of these commercials, and this is what popped up on when you talked about this.
See, I don't remember that, but I do recall way earlier on, and I bet you that only you and I will know this. You remember the Alou brothers?
Oh, absolutely,
Uncle?
Maddie, Jesus. Who am I missing? Wasn't there a third?
Felipe. Yes.
Yeah.
And there you have guys who played for the Mets, the Giants, and at one point the Seattle Pilots, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born yet.
From the Pilots to the Mariners.
You were born.
You were born.
58.
Yeah, you were born. Yeah, because
I
think you're a couple of years older than me, and I was born. So
I don't remember the name. The thing is, it throws me because I don't remember the name. Well, what you said, Chuck.
The Alou brothers, Matty Alou, Felipe Alou.
Yes.
Wasn't there Jesus Alou?
Jesus, yes.
But I'm talking about the team mascot.
The team mascot.
What was that you saying?
No. These guys were ball players, Uncle. These guys are actual ball players, brothers.
Oh, yes. Now I know.
No, I think he meant the team name, the Seattle Pilots. He didn't recognize
Pilots.
it.
The Pilots.
Oh, yeah. You know why? Because they didn't last long. They got bought out, and they became the Brewers.
That's right.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. And then the Mariners came a couple of years later.
And they did exist at the same time. The Washington Senators were still a thing, too.
That's what I was. Yeah. That's what I was in the name.
Yeah, there's a good book called Ball 4 that talks about
there you go.
About those guys. The
lost teams.
He's
Ball
a
4.
reader of
really
this
good book.
operation. He can read it.
Oh.
You can read it.
All right, Wayne. Well, I regret to say that I can't find that card at the moment, but it's in here, and I know it's that it had that cool illustration of the New Year's that they had were drinking champagne on it.
Yeah. That was. I know. I thought I sent something since then, but maybe not. But hey, I got. If any of you guys are interested in a copy of Hollywood Babylon, do you have that? Anybody want one?
I don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have that either.
Yeah, because I've got a copy of both Volume 1 and 2, and I'm not going to keep them. But I didn't want to ship it to you. It sounds like something you might have already had. And in your occult studies and stuff.
No. Is that what's the name of the guy who did that again?
You've talked about him, and
is it Kenneth Anger?
One of us ought to. Yeah, I think that's the guy.
Kenneth
Anger.
So. Yeah, he's got Lucifer tattoo across his chest.
Right. Yeah.
I know.
Please.
You have talked about him, kind of, probably more than I have ever looked into him, but. I came across copies of those, and I was thinking of sending them to you if you're interested. If not, though,
you send them, and he'll send you the cards. How's that?
He's one of those interesting.
Sounds like a deal.
So we'll switch it up.
He's one of those interesting characters where they'll still do events up in like the Hollywood Cemetery where they'll screen his movies like Scorpio Rise.
He's still active and doing weird stuff, huh?
Yeah. He'll be around and he'll even like do speaking engagements and stuff. I should have gone to one of these. I never have made it to one, partly because it's a trek up there, but I know that he's done quite a few of them.
A couple of weeks ago.
The books are really fascinating. There's a lot of photographs, and I came across them,
Couple of,
it'd be awesome.
I've heard of these books mostly from like your radio show and others who talk about these things. So when I saw those, I go, oh, that's that book everybody's talking about, Hollywood Babylon. And then a while later, I found volume 2. So I'll try to get those in there, and then I'll be looking for some of those cards back, right, Uncle?
Yeah. We'll send you a nice pile.
Of them. I got a box.
Have you seen Chuck's cards, Uncle?
No,
he's got some cool cards. Yeah,
I haven't gotten any yet from him. I haven't gotten any from him.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
So
pretty
I'm
good
going,
looking, informative. Done up.
I got to get some from him. He's got to get some from me. And from you,
man.
Some,
so. The cards are flying everywhere.
We could start a whole card cult here, man.
I need them because I need you guys to spread out the wood.
Well,
street tape.
Yeah. Hey.
If you recall, there used to be, before the internet, mind you, there used to be this thing called tape trading, right? Where people would send lists of what they had, and they would, hey, I'll give you, my copies of this for your copies of that. Hey, we could start a whole card trading paradigm here, where it's just these business cards of alternative information and radio shows and cool stuff, and just mix and match and packages flying everywhere.
I like the physical analog stuff. Mae Brussels started out. She had a subscription, and she sent cassette tapes out to subscribers that weren't in range of her program.
World Watchers, it was called at one point, and it had an interesting global letterhead where it had a map of the world on top of it, and sometimes included photocopies of the news articles that she clipped and put together in her files and stuff. Yeah, very, very cool stuff. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I still buy zines and stuff when I see ones I like, because I just think there's something about that kind of low. It's not low, but just hands-on, simple kind of propaganda. Instead of the electronic stuff that we're so used to. And I always appreciate Chuck pointing out the alternative media. It didn't start with the internet. It's been around, and just, really almost the internet is just electronic media now. There's not really that much alternative except for a handful of places anymore.
You got it.
So we may be going back to zines and cassette tapes.
Yeah, it's funny how all the supposed alternative things have just like drifted right alongside all the mainstream stuff, like all those. They're indistinguishable at this point.
Mostly so. I mean, you guys are doing. There's a handful of things, but at least from what I see, and I don't spend as much time on the up in Shelob's web that you guys might, but most of it's junk.
That's a nice Tolkien reference there, Wayne.
Yeah, that's what I like to refer to it as Shelob's web.
Nice, it's nice. Yeah. Nice mashup there, cultural mashup. I like that one.
Yeah, my nerddom is more Lord of the Rings than Star Wars, Star Trek. I'm Radagast Brown or something, if I'm gonna, get into those pop culture things. And I'm talking about the books, not the movies. I can hardly watch the movies.
Hey, listen, one real quick thing from you, though, since you mentioned Lord of the Rings, let me ask you a question as somebody who goes across the, believe it or not, across the geek spectrum. I know that sounds odd considering my persona most of the time, but yeah, I play Magic cards. I read all that stuff too, and I know how to make out a character sheet. Anyway, what of it? The thing is, do you recall that at one point there was a crate of cassettes you could get of Lord of the Rings as it was presented on the BBC? And it was something.
I have it, and I have the CDs too. It's on compact disc as well.
Isn't that one of the most amazing pieces of work you've ever heard audio-wise?
That is better than the movie could ever be.
Damn
in my
straight.
Opinion. This wonderful radio drama.
Yes.
I'm so glad. I love hearing about that. I haven't thought about that in ages. But I have a set of those, and they're really good. You're right on that.
I was thinking
brilliant.
to watch these things instead of watching these things. Just listen to them all.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
people get more
it's good
into
stuff.
it. I mean,
Because then we put our minds, we got to engage. We got to make the picture in our own mind of what's going on to the story. It's not like all given to you like in a movie or a TV thing.
yeah, right.
You
gotta
might
stop with
see
the
the
movies.
character looking different
And let's
than
get
I do.
on talk shows and talk to these people and have to think about what they are in the mind.
Yeah.
That's putting things to your brains.
Tom Bombadil defied visualization so much that they just left him out of it.
Nobody knows how to deal with Bombadil. He's
Bombadil.
I don't think he showed up in any dramatization of any kind. Then nobody knows what to do with that guy.
Yeah. He's a real divisive character, isn't he?
And I'll tell you something.
Definitely.
Between the old movies, the old animated pieces that were out there.
The Ralph Bakshi piece, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're all three of them, and then all of a sudden you get into the one that's totally has no continuity with the others, but it's supposed to be a continuation of the story. Yeah, okay. There's that. But the thing is that with the BBC production, right? Let's go to something real simple and essential in the story. Gollum in the BBC presentation is so much more a rich character. I don't care what they did with the CGI. I appreciate that it was done later and that it's brilliantly, the use of the technology is wonderful and all that. And I appreciate that it took that long to be able to create what they created, but they cannot create something thus far that I've seen that matches the performance of Gollum and how creepy and weird he was in the presentation. It literally actually took my imagination to different places that even with the movies that everybody loves and all that and the cartoons and all of it, nobody has brought it to life like that audio presentation as far as the character of Gollum. Would you agree?
Yeah. Completely. And for the most part, all the characters in that were good. I mean, they just did such a good job on those. And I first heard it on NPR. They played it like late 70s, early 80s.
Wow.
And I actually would, because I heard of them in the Lord of the Rings stuff, I got recipes for scones. And me and my buddy I'd bake up scones and we'd fill these giant mugs of beer. And we would drink giant casks of ale and eat scones while we listened to them. I mean, we were in the Hobbit hole, man.
Nice. Hey, Aaron, you believe it or not?
I got to listen to those again. I think I'm going to be getting inspired to have to break those out and give them a listen again because it's been decades.
Man, I wish I still had my copy. I really wish I still had my copy because I loved those. They are so vivid and wonderful. But Aaron, unfortunately, believe it or not, last 5 minutes of Uncle's show right now.
All right. Well,
there's talking.
First order of business, we'll say goodbye to Wayne, and hopefully we'll hear from you again soon.
Ed.
Oh, Ed. I'm sorry.
Wayne.
Oh, gosh,
This is not. This is Ed. Get with the program, sidekick.
Hey,
I always
it's all
confuse
good, man.
I did this to Robin. I called him something else the other day. I always do
Get
this
the
to
names correct.
Ed.
It's all
Eddie.
good, Uncle. I'm going to look for some of those cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to get those books on the way, and then I'll get some cards back, and we'll get this thing going, man. How's that sound, Uncle?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to get some
all right,
moving
man.
up there.
I'm going to cut out and let you guys
That's
finish your shout-outs and stuff, so take care.
All right.
Yeah.
Uncle, what else we got here?
Be in touch.
Muted. Oh, okay, muted.
Uncle, what else we got here?
We have the shout-outs, mean?
Unmuted.
Yeah, do you have
Unmuted.
any?
What are we unmuted?
You're unmuted.
Oh,
shout
wait,
somebody
there's a
out.
lady out here. I'm going to shout out to everybody they know who.
Everyone.
And Marshall, one that I'm not concerned about is that guy student that I haven't heard yet. I'd like to hear from
This
you.
is the guy from Chapman who has
From
his
Chapman
own
and
podcast.
has his own podcast.
Yes.
I'd like to hear
Call
from
in
you.
sometime.
Call in sometime.
What is the name of his show? I can't remember what his show is.
Dark something. I have it on my phone.
Something about school. I cannot remember the name of it.
Dark.
You showed it to me once. I can't recall
Dark
it.
something.
Dark something.
Dark something.
Any other shout-outs?
And shout out to shout out to you, Sunshine, since you might be busy.
Yeah.
And the street team.
A shout out to the street team. You know how to get what to do, how to get a hold of us.
And the chat room boys. Shout out to you guys.
Yes.
Doing an excellent job.
Excellent interaction with the chat room today.
And
thank you.
And we have everything else. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, get a hold of me at franz@theageoftransitions.com for those cards. You can also send me mail. There's an address at unclethepodcast.com and theageoftransitions.com. Just send mail to that address on the contact page. You can find it.
And we'll have the cards out, whoever wants them.
Yeah, exactly.
Sending them out. Send
them out to 4 Wins.
For who wants them, gonna have them send them out. Matter of fact, I'm taking a few out tonight to send them out to the 2 guys I know of.
There we go.
Already, and some other people.
The street team has assembled.
The sample of them, so I don't know how you do it, Sidekick, but get them out there as soon as possible.
I don't know how you do it, making love out of nothing at all.
What's that?
That's an Air Supply song.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's really fun. I have my boss likes that.
Play that during a DJ session, Chuck.
My old boss from Florida, she likes that too.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting song. But I guess with that, we'll head out here, Uncle.
Well, head out.
UncleThePodcast.com.
Podcast.com.
Listen Friday nights.
Listen Friday night at 8 o'clock, second hour.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the Sidekicks his first hour.
That's right.
So.
Okay, everybody, take care now.
Take care. Bye-bye.